Let's bring in Tracy Pearson, a Democratic strategist who worked for the Clinton administration in 1996. Good to see you, Tracy. This President Biden, striking a more bold, some might say incendiary tone with his messaging. What are the biggest takeaways from his speech?
We did, in fact, see a very bold return to Joe Biden and his no malarkey, truth-talking ways. What I heard from him is that we have to vote. That was his message. We have to vote. I think his goal here was to tell us that we are our democracy, our country is at risk. There have been increased calls by extremist groups for violence, political violence, if things don't go their way when it comes to elections, when it comes to matters involving the Department of Justice. And there are increased risks of a civil war, in fact, some security analysts say.
And did he adequately address, I mean, obviously those tones of civil war and the fact that he basically made a distinction between MAGA Republicans and all other Republicans, very, very important. But did he address adequately gun violence, inflation, and other things in regards to the economy?
I think he addressed it through talking about that without democracy, none of those things happen. In order for our country to thrive and survive, and for those types of initiatives to be able to be brought forward and addressed, we have to have our democratic republic. And that is in sincere risk. It's in sincere risk within the states, with Secretary of State elections, and with the House. The House is in jeopardy. The Senate. We need to gain seats in the Senate in order to make these things happen. And so I think he addressed it in that way. This was not a policy speech. This was a speech to the nation to warn them of an impending danger to the very core of our nation.
But do you believe that his comments about former President Trump and MAGA Republicans as extremists resonate?
I think the American people needed to hear that. He named it. If you can't name the problem, you can't get around it, you can't solve it, you can't deal with it. He finally named it. He threw out the playing nice method of leadership, and he is taking it head on. And I think that the American people need to see Joe Biden's fight, President Biden fighting for the country, and that's what we saw last night.
And a lot of people would say that he did certainly hold true to his messaging, fighting for the soul of America. Thank you so much, Tracy Pearson, for being with us.
Thank you. It's great to see you.
Good to see you, too.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.